Shut up, Java. Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Fuck your ass, Java.
As soon as we did the clap, a Java notification comes up. How often do you get a Java notification? Go fuck yourself. Anyway, welcome to a Tavern Talks. Because boy, are my arms tired after flying in all those many, many pages to Tyler all the way across the country for the episodes that we have to read that are pre-scripted. Everything's
Boy, am I
pre-scripted.
tired, and boy, am I tired of editing a 6-hour-long recording session.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I when I sent him this first script, he was like, man, I don't know if my vocal cords are going to handle that. I've got to go finish recording.
I did lose my voice after we recorded, and I'm still recovering if you can't tell.
No, 100%. When I woke up that next day, I was just like, water. Like, all jokes aside, this was quite the endeavor. And I'm here with my boys today because we're going to just be shooting the shit and kind of talking about a little bit of everything, like what they thought about the finale, where things are kind of going from there in terms of like non-spoilery stuff of like their ideas and stuff, and like kind of as fans of like what they think the next sort of story stuff beats are going to be and things like that. But
and maybe we can, like tease a little bit of what we got planned for the next one-off, maybe. We'll get there.
We'll see.
To start it all off, any of you boys got any notes, comments, questions, or concerns about where things left off or how things went? What are you guys thinking? Let me pick your brain before you pick mine.
I'm curious to find out. We kind of never established like. I'm curious to find out what those what magical tattoos Cornoth found. Because I would love for him to come back, like him and Jinhan, or is it Jihan?
No, Jinhan.
Jinhan
With brand new tattoos.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love the idea of me and him coming out.
I know you sent me some information, but I don't know if I still have it on the magical tattoo stuff. But I will definitely sit down with you for that because that's such a fun idea. Like you guys are running like a tattoo parlor or something. That's hysterical. But yeah, no, y'all definitely picked up some stuff. There's also some stuff that I forgot in general. Like there's loot on Siegfried's body that definitely you guys would have gotten.
Really?
Yeah, I can actually see if I can find his character sheet and tell you exactly what it was on. Oh man. But
never even crossed my mind to loot.
But no, yeah, fully. I was like, oh, okay. Sure.
No, I actually did search Siegfried.
The only person that looted anything was Matt when he looted the sword from his best friend.
Oh no, Jeremy. I took the staff. I actually did search.
Oh yeah, you just took his staff, but yeah, he had other stuff on his person as well.
Oh shit, that's fair.
I think because we were fully going into that situation expecting to die.
Yeah,
I think it was like, oh yeah, I forgot to loot.
Well, one thing I think is funny while you're pulling that up is it cracks me up how originally we were like, we're gonna show up, we're gonna see what happens, and if things go bad, we can kill him. But then eventually we just decided, no, we're just gonna rush in and kill everybody.
Yeah, you guys literally just kicked down the door. Haha, we're here to kill you. And he's like, who the fuck are you?
And I also like do want to call attention to the fact that we kind of abandoned the whole like wanting to question Siegfried about like Cornoth's whole familial line, and like that was part of our mission originally, and then we just kind of abandoned it.
Yeah.
How about Eldrick just like one-shotting his friend, like just with those
you
3
fully
slashes?
Surprised the shit out of me. It's because he got the drop on him by the few people beforehand. But yeah, no, there was a flame tongue longsword, which is basically a longsword that when you unsheath it, it catches on fire immediately and does extra little fire damage.
Cool.
There was also a +2 magical glaive, so like a big ass like fucking like one of those like war like weapons that you see like the rhinos and like what's that show, Kung Fu Panda. They carry around those like big like it's like a stick with like a big cleaver on the end of it, basically.
I love that.
And there was like something else in here I can't see. But the point is, like, there's a few things that I'll add to you guys when we get back to it or whatever.
Hell yeah.
I also want to go in and flavor certain things because, like, the living armor thing that I ended up giving to you, Boognatius, was like a thing built into the game, but I kind of wanted to tie some of my own flair to it. I just didn't have enough time. And like the wrench that you guys found, I thought about. So this is a funny behind the scenes thing. I thought about making that a working scepter of tools. And like having it have like a full having it have like this full fucking like thing to it and everything, and like a deeper thing, and then like fucking with Jeremy and like having it fully be destroyed just because I'm the GM and I can allow that to happen. Like before you guys leave the base, it disintegrates or something. But like
it wouldn't
I
have
had this
mattered.
whole.
Yeah.
I made that stupid thing into existence. You can unmake it all you want, but it was still there.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna unmake it. I was gonna dangle in front of you like a truly powerful one, and it's like, oh man, this is so great. And then like the second you walk through the threshold, it just turns into dust in your hand.
I love that so much.
That was like the only truly mean thing I think I ever installed into the story at large, is like just to fuck with Jeremy for fucking doing that to me.
No. That's definitely my proudest moment so far.
Everything else, I think, if we can get into, if you guys don't have any other specific like sort of like main idea questions, I would say like a majority of like what went down was wholly your decisions. Everything
Really?
you guys did and like the dice rolls you guys had as you were going through like my little encounter table were falling on just some of the worst shit. And so like
Well,
I had to kind of
I did want to ask
my
about
way.
that because, like I know we rolled for encounters, but I can't really picture what else would have
like-
happened in this
Yeah.
story. So I'm just curious.
No,
like,
so like
give us a
so
little
my
peek
thought-
behind the curtain.
So here's what my thoughts were. You guys were gonna find the information of the gene pod at the very beginning, double back to town after kind of encountering those fools and being like, this might be a little bit too hot to handle, too cold to hold. You know, it's 3 of us against like a team of what seems like 4, and then like some other hidden in the shadow folks. Maybe we should get some, not adults, but like some more seasoned veterans involved in this instead of just going gung ho. Then you guys fucking turned Johan out by like, I literally made him roll like a like sort of like contested deception versus persuasion in like the shit y'all were like doing in the background, and each time he was just kind of like, you know what, these guys are fucking selling me. I mean, I may be a bad guy, but like these guys don't really want to hurt me, you know.
Yeah.
And so like that whole thing unfolded, and so I was like, okay, they're not doubling back to town at all. They're just going straight into the nest. I gotta figure something out, so I have to, like, you know, because I established like early on too that like there's these other guilds and like all these other NPCs that you could potentially meet, like maybe kind of enticing you to kind of hang around Remembrance in some sort of facet to get information about anything. You guys didn't. You found one trail where like this is the direction.
All right, hold on. In our defense, it was Johan who was adamant that like he's going now. And so in
Yeah,
our
no.
head,
But what that was
There's
going to
no
set up
reason
was
we would
like,
abandon him.
obviously because of Johan being kind of like, even through rolling like
Yeah.
naturally without it being it, Johan's a lot of talk.
Yeah.
But like then like he has like one moment that shines, and it's like the fucking moment to kill it. And he's like, see, I told you I had it under control. Even if he's getting his shit rocked the entire time, he gets that one good roll and he's just like, yeah, I did it. I know. He's just a cocky, arrogant piece of shit. And so like he was gonna stroll up, try to fuck with Siegfried, kind of planning out because he knew their scheduling purposes, because he's like in the know a little bit, you know. I'm gonna plan it out to where there's like other numbers involved, so like if I jump him, at least this other guy might be there to distract or do some other shit or whatever. But then you guys strolled up and he's like, bro, I just met my cousin. He's hanging out with these goody two shoes. This is kind of wacky.
yeah.
But like but they also are like spitting some real stuff to me, a dumb criminal who's like just buying into another rich bad guy because that's who I want to be, basically. Because like Johan wanted to bring his people back, but he didn't care by the means, you know. He was just like, this guy says he's got it, I'll double cross him and get whatever he's got so I can do it myself, you know, like not knowing anything about the science that goes into that or whatever. He is just willing to do whatever to get his personal gain or whatever. And so I think with him, he was just like, yeah, you know, this seems fine. And if these guys decide to double cross me, don't worry, I got something in my pocket to double cross them. He didn't, but like in his mind, he's just like, I could bust the gene pod out and now everybody's fucked. You know, like that was his
So-
contingency plan.
So what is, well, 2 questions, I guess, in one. What is there any encounters that you're sad we didn't happen upon? Also, I want to know what, I don't remember what they were called, like skinjackers or whatever you called them.
Gross.
What were those things?
I don't want to fight a skin jacker just running around jacking skin. Gross.
What were you talking about exactly? My bad, I hit the mute button.
I can't remember
skin jackers.
the name of the thing you mentioned. you like dropped the name of like it wasn't Skinjacker, but like
Oh no, it was they were a real D&D thing. It's a Displacer Beast.
Displacer Beast. That's an actual
Yeah.
D&D thing.
Yeah,
No,
that's an
yeah,
actual
okay.
D&D
Yeah,
thing.
they were
scary.
gonna be they were like some creatures that you're only gonna encounter, but literally each of the encounter things y'all rolled like almost critical failures both times. Like the other
Yeah,
time
it was
like
a 1 and a 2, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, the one was like, oh shit, so yeah, this is how this is gonna play out. Like you're gonna run into Johan, like you're gonna run into at least either him or the gang, but they were already going to be intercepted. I had by Beetleboot Jack and stuff,
Yeah.
so you guys were gonna meet them in the middle of that fight. Where it played out was gonna play out differently depending on a number of stuff, but like it was going to be further down. But like when you guys rolled that 2, y'all found this fucking fruit, and I knew one of you bastards was just going to not question the fruit or
Obviously it
save
was
it
gonna
for
be
later
Jayla.
Okay. No,
and
no, no.
eat it.
No, to be clear, I ate that fucking fruit because we spent 20 minutes examining that fruit, and I was just like, if I eat
Y'all
it,
did it.
it'll go
I was
away.
like, bro.
No,
we had 2 episodes
you
in a
fucking
row
replay
where you
that
guys
shit.
talked about that
Kornoff
fruit
never
for
questioned
so
that
long.
fucking stupid ass fruit. I literally ate that fruit so they'd stop analyzing it.
But I'm just
Look,
saying, like,
that fruit looked like a major plot point.
if somebody would have
Also,
gotten a
fuck
higher nature
Jeremy.
check.
I fucking
Jeremy,
ate it
fuck
just so it
you
would go
for.
away.
I just want to say, fuck you for being like, Kornoth wouldn't know that the smell attracted the dragon.
no.
Like,
Oh, no,
I
we
didn't
can
roll
get
for that.
into-
Like, no, just use
No.
your brain.
Jackass.
No, but like he wouldn't be
Tyler.
thinking it because he doesn't smell it.
One, Kornoth didn't smell it. 2, Kornoth has no
What do you
fucking
mean you didn't
idea.
smell it?
He explicitly
Kornoff-
said it was
that's what I
magical.
explicitly said.
You could smell it.
The
He
stink,
couldn't.
y'all could smell it, but because they had eaten the fruit, they weren't really. It wasn't affecting them. Like Kornoth and his brother did
So
not know that,
Kornoth-
or his cousin.
Okay, I must have missed
No
that.
character ever explicitly told Kornoth that it created an odor. That's why he thought it was fine. The only thing he knew is that it
I
made
must
him
have
numb.
missed you saying that they
everybody
didn't smell
around-
it. I knew that it
Yeah.
made their mouth numb and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I must have missed you saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, everybody. I made a point to say like everybody around is smelling this smell, but it's coming
Gotcha.
from them.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that makes
I
sense
didn't-
because I was
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean,
That's
Jeremy?"
why I was like,
Because
there's no,
yeah,
Kornoth would
Yeah,
have no idea.
that one was a little.
That makes
bit
sense.
Probably misleading or whatever, but no, that was so funny. The way that was planned out basically was since it was like so high, I was like maybe they're gonna be like, oh, like run into something small or whatever, and it's like no, you guys are literally like prime real estate for like big shit to be happening, and I was like, okay, let me roll this dice, and then I rolled on my end, and I got a 1, so you know who showed up.
Yeah. No, that was awesome.
It was the Draco Leech. Because it could have been the Displacer Beast. It could have been any number of like different creatures that I had on this little table. But not all of them were like D&D stuff. Some of them were like, y'all get attacked by a couple Gregs. And it's like the fucking mole things that I invented or whatever. And like, but no, the dice were just not in our favor in that moment. I was just like, I guess this is me being mean, but
Yeah. What's
is
funny
what
though
I say.
is what's funny though is like Tyler said, like I can't imagine the story going any different. Like I know
Yeah.
that like for like the characters wise, like that was the worst possible thing to happen. But I feel like story wise, like that made such a good story though. You
no,
know, like,
100%. Like everything kind of fell into place. And to kind of go back to like what you were asking me earlier, Tyler, about like any encounters or things that I was sad about, I was really sad that the two crew members on Johan's team got
Died immediately?
one
Instant
shot by
died,
my
yeah.
own
Man.
fucking thing because
You did
I made
like 48 damage.
Yeah.
Something
yeah,
stupid.
no, my fucking me and Riot made a character that was going to be a cameo character for them, and I didn't want that character to die in that scene, so I was like, yeet. Invisible guy is now dead, so now I have a character floating around for Riot that I was going to throw in.
oh
Yeah.
man.
But I didn't.
It's
wanna
like you
kill
guys
them off in that
one-shotting
moment.
hemorrhoid.
Yeah, exactly. And so like these guys got splattered, and literally like there was another character that died with Stance and Bugnacious that I just didn't mention because I was like, he's also dead. There's no need to worry about him being dead. But like,
Yeah.
they only rode away with Boogie. That's all, you know what I mean? Like it was a couple of them fighting it out, and it was just that moment was just like it's like pointing a gun at your pet. It's like you're doing this, you know?
Yeah.
Like why
So-
would you do that?
Yeah, so you have mentioned a couple times, just to clarify for our audience, we, in the future, will be revisiting this story, right? Not just this world, right?
Yeah, no, this story has not ended. You guys have brought it to a point of like now there are things moving within the world that have been affected by your very actions and stuff, you know. As you paid attention in the last episode, a few people noticed you guys were barricaded in their base while they were evacuating because people were coming in, kicking their asses and breaking shit and like trying to get people out of there so they could salvage what they could from this basically giant Kinder surprise egg of an artifact. Like,
Yeah.
it's an artifact full of other smaller artifacts and weird things from the scientists and stuff. And like, y'all didn't burn anything. So like all his research and stuff is there too. Like stuff's gonna happen because all this new technology and new research and things are floating out there, as well as just Gene Han walking the grounds of Restuary right now as whatever Gene Han is on top of like a number of things, you know, like you guys now have like notoriety around the layers because of the work you guys did and stuff like that, be that good or bad, be that people who were working with Siegfried who no longer can work with him now, you know, like because he's dead. Like
the repercussions of everything that just happened.
Exactly. And like I'm writing a few things and I've got some stuff, but you know, like one of the major plot points because it played out towards the end with Eldrick and Bagan.
Yeah.
We saw the direct repercussions of an entire like so this guy is like speaking for an entire group of people and working directly with Siegfried, and you guys came in and fucked that up. That's gonna have consequences.
On a scale of 1 to you hate me, how annoyed were you when I counterspelled the Siegfried escape?
Oh no, that was so. I was hoping so.
Great.
And the fact that you did it so nonchalant. Counterspell, by the way.
Yeah.
Just a quick little,
Well, it's like, it's
like,
literally like the whole, if you look at Warcaster or whatever, like counterspell and dispel magic is like what the fucking class is literally built around. It's
no,
like
for sure. And I don't think
yeah.
I had any like special feats on him
Yeah.
that would have like caused him to be able to like answer to your answer while he was already casting a spell, you know, like. But yeah, no, I think it was just a shock. Like I didn't even give him like legendary actions because he wasn't at that stage yet. He was just like, Siegfried, y'all are literally fighting an old man who like had some shit up his sleeves, but you guys cut his sleeves off and beat him with them. Like
when you phrase it like that,
I feel like this whole
bad.
story was just us accidentally being really, really badass.
yes, like always timing things out at just the right moment and things like that. Like I thought for sure someone was going to die during the Draco Leech stuff though. Like I know Siegfried kind of seemed like a stomp in the park, but like this was like that fight was very intense. I was like, oh man, I might kill one of them. I'm having
You
fun
almost
now.
killed
Now the
both.
DM is
You
having
almost killed
fun.
both of them. Because I'm
I
assuming,
took a lot.
if they would have gotten hit with a blast similar to the first one,
But I
I'm
mean,
pretty
like,
sure everyone
like
that.
in my head, like I kind of justified the harshness of the battle because like I knew all the treats and joy and goodies that were coming your way for the big bad fight.
Yeah.
I knew about
yeah.
Also, the symbiote suit thing, kind of going back to that fun fact, it was anybody's game for that. Even Johan would have gotten the symbiote suit if he would have gotten a high enough roll on the charisma check because I kind of based it as it's like its own sort of sentient thing. And like it got a good vibe from Bugnacious. And so it was just like, dude, handsome guy.
It's that beautiful face.
Exactly. I mean, it was his curse from the beginning, you know, as his kid thing. So for it to come around in this way to like give him this boost and like, I was trying to tie it in because I don't have it all worked out mechanically that like, you've seen Bugnacious just go ham, but like this thing was enhancing the amount of like
Ham.
oomph he was putting into everything. My man was exactly. It was enhancing the ham.
The
It was
percent
like- it
of
was like putting
ham
more
increased.
It was a high percentage ham yield.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I wanted to feel like this progression of like you guys were kind of having to get serious, so like the world and you them and the things around you yourself were also kind of being like, okay, let's prepare you for that, let's kind of get you serious and everything. And so like I don't think towards the end there was an encounter that like I was like, oh man, they didn't do this. I was like, take me on this fucking journey, you guys, because this is nuts what you're doing. Like every way you guys kind of foiled my plans in that way, I was just like, huh, I like that. Let's keep it going. You know, I had to kind of find myself yes-anding you in a very fun way.
I will say I am very excited to come back to this because I love Bugnacious.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited to see that. Like I said, like count that. So 10 years have passed in the world. So count that as 10 whole levels increase. So including your 6, you guys should be level 15 altogether. And
Cool.
Gene Han will be level 10. but that's, if he joins the party or whatever, just for posterity's sake or whatever. But it's going to pick up right from there, kind of like what happened with the new gem. Did they install that? What does that change for the faith of the never-ending darkness, the fate of the never-ending darkness or whatever?
Yeah.
What did they learn through Siegfried's research? Who was involved in that sort of cleanup and like evidence sort of gathering, and like
what did that secretary know?
Yeah, exactly. Who's following in the footsteps, right? Like his kids who like were eyeing you guys up as they were escaping. Like, are they going to come back for revenge? Like, what's Bagan doing? Like now that his fucking benefactor's cut off and his sword's in the hands of his fucking now mortal enemy would seem. It's like all these different little strings and threads just all up in the air. And I don't know that we're going to answer every single one, but like, I'm excited. Like as we get closer to starting that kind of thing, which like, not to get you guys, I'm over promising but under delivering right now when I should be doing the exact opposite. But like when we get to that point, like I'm gonna talk with you guys individually for some things to kind of set up like where you will be in that story, and it's gonna be a real good it's gonna be a fun comeback. You guys will be excited. It won't be too soon, but it won't be too long either. So keep your eyes peeled for part 2.
I will say that this all has me very excited to get back to Wanderful proper. I mean, as we're kind of nearing the end of the summer of Wanderful, we're kind of like smack dab in the middle, actually. But
right.
I'm very excited. I've finally started doing a little bit of writing for what's coming up in the next like 5 to 10 episodes, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. This has watching Kyle do all this has sparked so much excitement to get back to writing. Although it has been very great to take a break from writing.
No, that's where I'm at right now with today's episode. I don't know what it is, but there's something to be said about like it's fun and exciting to be doing this and writing your story and telling what the thing you want to say or whatever, but like God help me. I'm so glad I don't have to think anymore, and I can get back into the seat of the player for a little bit and kind of have to think in sense of like embodying a character rather than embodying a world,
Yeah.
I'm excited to relearn how to do a Russian accent.
Like getting back into like a full different character mindset, like not even just like remembering the voice or anything, just like their motivations and like where they were at that time and stuff. Like I don't know.
It's a whole different person. And it's trying to like make that barrier too of like I feel like I learned so much as like a player character from Eldrick and so much about like character, storytelling that it would kind of be a little weird if like, Carveth just automatically became this like super in-depth character. I was trying to like do that a little bit towards the end of like where we have recorded, but well,
that's exactly what I was going to say is that what's nice and a little peek behind the curtain, we've kind of hinted at this already. We have already recorded a few episodes further than you have heard at this point, speaking to the audience.
Yeah.
And the episode we last recorded leaves off with like a little bit of a time jump, not like a big one, but like spoiler, I guess, a little bit of a time jump that we can kind of play with those sorts of, we have just gone through these somewhat traumatic events. Now we're taking some time to do whatever happened, because I don't want to spoil what happens. But it almost would be a little natural if we come back from this like
a little different,
slightly different, not in major ways. But yeah, I think that definitely all of this will influence all of that, and it worked out perfectly that where we took the break for the Summer of Wanderful is at this kind of stopping point. Obviously when the episodes are coming out, there won't be a break, at least to the listener. But yeah.
No, I was agreeing with you though, Matt. Like, even though you were playing a fully different character, like it does inform sort of like this idea of like immersing yourself in your actual like sort of like, not to say main story character, but you know what I mean? Like a character that you're more like familiar with, you're going to come back like with those muscles flexed, ready to sort of like, okay, I can get right back in this seat. I just got to remember how to do it in Russian.
Yeah. In Russian.
And even as the DM, it's so exciting to like use those new like Kyle, you creating this world and all these characters and all that. I feel like it'll even be just as beneficial for you trying to develop your own character and the relationships that they have and are going to have and continue to have. You know, I am excited. I loved getting to play a character for an extended time this time, and I am so excited to start using NPCs in Wanderful more, because I've used a lot of NPCs, and you know, not gonna spoil who and who hasn't become, you know, whatever, but like I've started to use more and more regular characters, and I have so many ideas going forward for certain characters that have shown up or have been in a few episodes, or like for how to incorporate them into the rest of the story, because I feel like our whole vibe is kind of like coming together, you know, and I feel like that came through in the story we just did. It's definitely a thing for Wanderful proper, and I'm excited to try to incorporate more and more like fun characters, and I want to in the future, like maybe for like major event episodes, I want to like get a guest on the show to play a character, or you know, like I don't know what exactly, like maybe we get someone to come on and voice bees for an episode. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I want to experiment with stuff like that as we move forward.
I like that idea too, but I also like we did with the beginning of like the stuff we just finished. That kind of informs sort of setting up now, like the idea of like taking your imagination to different places for like your world now. Like, I mean, I know you have like, you know, your Bible for Wanderful, but like you've been able to both, like you said, play some new like player character stuff and see NPCs and things like that. Yeah. And you can kind of take all these different ideas and sort of bring it to this sort of second leg of the Wanderful story and kind of like, I don't know, maybe even amp up stuff. Not that it was like underwhelming by any stretch, but just like, now it's like, okay, I'm just in that sort of like mindset of like doing it and like telling the story and being there for like yes-anding the character development and stuff like that. Like, I'm very excited to kind of pick back up. I don't know.
And my thought is that when we do come back in September or maybe the end of August, I'm not exactly sure when yet, but when we do come back to the main story, I figured, and if y'all have a problem with this, that's fine. We can talk about it. I figured we would call this season 2 of Wanderful.
Yeah.
This feels like a season break, even though we're staying on the same like arc and story. Yeah. Like I pictured this as coming back in at season 2. I want to like go all out. I want to record like a video recap, and I'll also post it in the podcast feed. But like, I want to do a whole like special recap, and we can, you know, record that together, you know.
Hell yeah,
I love that.
I'm super down with that. Like, it'll help refresh us, it'll help refresh the audience and any newcomers.
I also have a special idea that I probably will not put this in this podcast in case I don't get it done in time, but to tell y'all,
building a bomb.
I think I want
the PCU. It's a piece of the podcast cinematic universe. Oh, fuck no.
The PU.
The Wanderful.
The Wanderful podcast universe. Yeah. WPU.
We got that sexy WUP.
PU.
WPU.
We've got so many good ideas. Or hopefully good ideas coming your way, listeners. And I will say this summer has been really great for gaining new listeners, and I hope that y'all are enjoying what we're doing, and we're excited to have some new listeners. Reach out. Eventually that's got to happen, right?
Email, Twitter, TikTok. You got us.
We're at Wanderful Pod everywhere. You can reach out. You can reach out to our personal accounts if you want.
We won't make fun of you. We promise. We'll use whatever item you give us.
I have a Skype. I hang out in the Walmart nearby, but buy the cigarettes because I'm not old enough to get them yet.
I put out stream of consciousness podcasts that are about 24 hours long on LimeWire exclusively. Go try to download those.
I'm that girl that's been studying for like the last 1,000 hours on YouTube that they shut down.
I've been studying and chilling out for the past 1,000 days.
I'm so chill.
And so
I'm
studied.
too chill. My heart has stopped, and so has time.
I've also gained all knowledge now, and my
Oh, man.
ponytail
And it
is
hurts.
attached to my brain.
I love this.
All right, now it's just Avatar 2.
I now want to play. I now want to play a lo-fi girl in one of our games.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty
super
exciting.
chill.
I don't know. This makes me just excited to do silly one-offs now that I've kind of shaken the dust off of doing DMing.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited to just throw together something that's like, this isn't fighting. You're making a cake or something. You know, or it's like, oops, it's that Pokemon game that we don't like to talk about.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's just one game of
Whenever
that.
whenever I looked back at it, we played that wrong. There was nothing wrong with the game. We played that real bad. It was
Really?
not built to be played like the video games. We played the Pokemon tabletop United. I think it was United. But we played it,
Yeah, I
and we
think
tried
so.
to play it to mechanically work like the Pokemon game. But that does not scale well with having a bunch of people, and you're not supposed to play it like the game. You're supposed to play it like the anime, and I didn't realize that till
so
after
it's
everyone
like-
was like, yeah, like we did a lot of great work in all the wrong places.
So hey, maybe if I'm tutored by Jeremy now that he knows some secret knowledge, maybe we actually could play the Pokemon one. That would be fun.
Maybe.
I would love that.
Who knows? Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's like only good things from here. Once we're done with Summer of Wanderful, we're back to the fucking main story.
We're
You're
back
getting
into the
these-
meat and potatoes.
You're getting these sweet treats coming at you hot and fresh
And hey,
from the bakery.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna give you a little bit of of foreshadowing. Things are gonna get dark.
Oh. I feel like things have already been dark.
Well, I'm
mom's
just telling our listeners.
Oh god.
Like,
Okay.
like some dark stuff's already happened in the episodes
Yeah.
we've recorded, but y'all haven't heard. But things are gonna continue to get dark, and that doesn't mean you guys can't, make things better or yeah. But
things
but
worse.
I'm
It's
gonna
always-
be
guys.
straight.
It's always darkest before the dawn. It's always darkest before the dawn. Sometimes you torture a guy. Other times you reunite an entire governmental structure that you might have caused to disappear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's all sort of, it's all
I
up
think
in the
I remember
air.
Bond turning someone
You
into
take
a
the good,
vegetable. I very
You
distinctly
take the
remember
good,
that.
you take the bad, you take the good, and then you'll have the facts of Wanderful.
Now that we're
Isn't that exciting?
now that we're getting back into Wanderful, I just cannot wait for us to find out who accidentally stumbled upon that major plot point. Like I feel like I forgot that happened.
Every fucking episode of any of these things we do, someone brings it up, and I'm trying to block it out of my brain because it keeps me up. It keeps me up at night knowing one of us solved the riddle.
Oh
Y'all
my
will
God.
probably find out in episode 23, so it's not that far in the future.
My head is empty, and I'm keeping.
Do y'all
it
have
going.
any thoughts of what it could be?
No, I
have no
refuse to
idea.
think about it.
I think the only thing I can think of, I don't know if I said this at all. I feel like I want to feel like it's I don't know if it's come out yet, so I don't know if I should say it or not.
We'll say it, and I might
We'll
bleep
say
it out.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so when we get attacked by
That is an episode that hasn't aired yet.
Okay,
so I will.
gotcha.
Sorry,
Gotcha.
we bleeped that out, but you'll just have to listen.
Is it the silly robot man that I love at the end of every episode? Is he like,
Dude,
blah,
that's
blah?
actually the big bad. That's the villain twist.
oh man,
I hope
Bees
that's
is
not
the
the
big
case,
bad.
because while it's a funny gag for the end of every podcast, if there was a whole battle with that voice going
Okay,
on, I would
here's my big
To
thing.
be fair,
Here's
he only shows up in Story Bazaars. I
that's
could
fine.
add him to the end of regular episodes too if people like
here's,
it. But
here's my thing. Is it bees?
No.
Is what Bees?
No,
Bees
Bees
Big
is a
Bad?
big beautiful.
His B's been setting
gotcha,
this up this whole
gotcha.
time because it's like B's been watching us. He's just been like, oh yeah,
Gotcha.
they fucking like he was doing some shady dealings at the fucking Den of Thieves, but he wasn't actually hurt. It was some kind of like test to see what we
Yeah.
would do, and
No,
like
Bees is
I
beautiful.
love these ideas. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything. I will say, though, I don't think either of those things are things your characters or you have ever said
No.
on the
Okay.
podcast. So that I don't
I
think.
thought someone mentioned like jokes on us. Bees is going to trap us in like this movie dimension or something.
You
Like,
had a
I
nightmare
swear, I
about
feel
that.
like someone maybe mentioned
yeah.
like.
That's your own fanfic you've been working on. I don't know what that is.
He's just gonna trap us in this blockbuster, and because they get canceled, we're gonna also get canceled.
Oh God.
Did Blockbuster get canceled?
It went,
I don't know what
it
it's
went
called.
bankrupt.
Like, what is
It went
called
out of
when they-
business.
That's what I meant
went
to say. I
bankrupt.
They
didn't mean
got
like that
canceled
kind
by
of canceled.
life.
I mean,
They
yeah,
got
I mean like
canceled
you
by
cancel
money.
your subscription, canceled, not like canceled as in like they got into a controversy and had sex with the Hollywood video and got caught on tape.
Blockbuster
Oh,
said something
God.
racist.
You think that's a Rule
Blockbuster was
34?
caught at a dinner date with Netflix when they should have been at home with their daughter. Home video? You
Why
it's
is
not
home
anything
video
like that.
the oldest one? The child.
We had a major video
Bitch.
for a very long time. Major video is the oldest one. It was just two old people that looked like they came with the building, and they had a lot of VHS.
I don't remember that.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I can't think of what it could possibly be because I have a terrible brain, and who could have possibly said it. But like, I get this gut feeling that I said it. And now that I don't remember, I'll never know.
Yeah. Statistically speaking, it probably wasn't Matt.
Yes.
No, definitely
Like that's not me
not.
saying it's not.
Yeah.
But just like Matt hardly ever speaks.
If he
Never-
said it, it
never
would
me.
be the easiest thing to find because it would be like
Yeah.
10 minutes total across all the episodes.
Man.
Sometimes I just like I know I definitely don't talk a lot.
That's okay.
But that's totally fine. But like I know a lot of times like like I will pay a compliment to Jeremy and Kyle. You guys are by far our two best speakers. Like in any sort of like RP, like any sort of role play, like you guys do such a great job as far as like getting into the character and like figuring everything out. I know like for me, like I still kind of struggle with that a little bit. So I know with Eldrick,
Wow.
I was able to get in that a lot better.
Well, don't suck Jeremy's dick too much because Jeremy also uses 15 different voices for Alandi.
I'd wait till
I was gonna also say, like, I may do a great Bond voice, but I ain't figuring out shit, Matt. I don't know what you think I figured out or what grand plan I've solved through my role playing. I just decided to dress like a mime because I thought it'd be funny. I didn't think it would work.
I'm not talking about that instance.
that was the exception.
That was so bad.
I'm going to leave that teaser in.
Oh shit. Oh man.
That's fun
Spoiler
stuff.
for season 2. Well, I'll have to like edit a trailer as well with our recap episode or something because spoiler, Bond dresses like a mime in this season.
And it is exclusively for fun. That's not spoiler at all.
No
It's
strategic value in
in
that.
character and in person. That would just be a fun thing to do. Really quick behind someone while they're
Oh my
talking.
god. Also, I love how Kyle comes in with the like better than Carveth Russian voice just out of nowhere. Like,
Said,
oh
Oh my god! I'm never gonna hear the end of my fucking. I don't
Johan's-
even think that it was Russian. It was
was
just
a good-
vague
yeah, it was a good-
European
it was a
man
good
Vague
voice.
Eastern European.
It was so
Yes.
good, whatever it was. It was
It was
great.
very good.
Yeah, I
Oh.
wouldn't
You
claim
were
it
in
to
the
be
pocket.
Russian. Yeah, but no, 100%. It was. I don't know. I like fun character voices, and I do them
Yeah.
because I'm a silly man who's alone a lot with his thoughts in my brain. I'll just be driving long distances to work or something, and I'll make up like an NPC on the spot and be like, I gotta remember this guy, and then I'll put it in my notes or something, or like do a voice memo when I get to work, like so I don't forget how to do
Yeah.
Johan's voice or something.
I will say from this podcast, I've learned I'm not great at doing character voices, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, and like, don't get it twisted. Fucking Gene was just me. Like Gene was just
Yeah.
me being a little
Yeah.
sassier.
I think I have great character
Like,
voices. I just can't maintain them for longer than a single sentence.
No, it's like you've got so many good character voices that they're all fighting to get out of you at once. So it's like, I'm the Boston guy, I'm the Russian guy, I'm a cop, I'm a lawyer, I'm a baker.
Jeremy's vocal cords just straight up just roll a dice. Just roll a d20.
Yeah, he's got a D20 surgically attached where his fucking Adam's apple should be, and so every time he speaks, it rolls. I'm like,
There's like
roll a 3-year.
there's a few voices that I can consistently like get on demand, but none of them are like great for long time listening. Like they're like, oh, that's a wacky voice. I hope it stops soon.
That's what makes it great. I will say, I am super excited for what we have with Wanderful, and I know we got some other stuff planned. I've been super inspired by this past campaign. I have started to think about some potential storylines.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Us. For me to potentially hop in the DM seat for the first time ever. So we'll see how that goes.
You heard it here first, folks.
dude, mark your fucking calendars. July 20th is the day
No.
Matt was like, I might.
Today's okay, gotcha. I was like, today, July 20th.
They'll never know. Yeah, that doesn't.
Speaking-
I'm just saying, just mark your calendars and that like Matt's gonna DM someday.
Someday.
Speaking of marking your calendars, something that we'll have to keep in mind, and hopefully we can build enough of a backlog of podcasts. Kyle, you had mentioned in the first couple minutes of recording that ended up going away when your computer crashed.
Yes, I'm with child.
Yeah,
I'm not seahorsing it, even though I mention it every day that I want to do that. But yeah, me and my partner are having a baby. I'll be gone for a short amount of time while I become a father. I'm gonna roll for parenthood.
Right. And hopefully we will, before then, build enough of a backlog of recordings that we can, keep the steady stream of every other Wednesday going when that happens. So it might not actually affect what you're hearing, but in case it does. Oof, that's not great.
Looks like community college for my kid.
You got +5 to your parenthood stat because you're going to be a great dad.
Oh, that makes that a 14. I thank you.
You're welcome.
Looks like my kid's at least graduating.
Also, on the exact opposite energy, I'm not sure if the video for this is going to come out, but if you've noticed me yawning every 30 seconds, it's because I haven't gone to sleep in 48 hours.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck?
So I would say
Classic
that's kind
Jeremy.
of the opposite of having a child. Because,
No, it's kind of the same, only there's more screaming while the 48 hours is happening.
one is like a symbol of responsibility and adulthood, and the other is me contemplating getting a Lunchable from Walmart every time I go.
Damn, I love Lunchables.
I get that. Every time I go to the gas station, I have to go, you don't need a hot dog for every visit.
Hey,
Every visit
after
is a
watching
hot
this
dog
new
visit.
season of Stranger Things, I immediately went and bought SpaghettiOs.
I feel like I've had SpaghettiOs in my cabinet for 4 years.
I love SpaghettiOs.
Dude, SpaghettiOs are so great. Welcome back to welcome back to Boyardi Cast.
Spaghetti Cast. Boyardi Cast is good.
I'm your host, the chef.
No, it's the Boyardi Party.
The Boyardi Party.
Welcome back to Boyardi Party. I'm your host, Beef Ravioli. Joining me today, we have SpaghettiOs. We have SpaghettiOs with meatballs, and we also have
SpaghettiOs with
SpaghettiOs
Franks.
with Franks. Thank you so much.
Not dips.
Is the Boyardi Party not the one that's like the Sherlock Holmes cast, but it's all about the bad guy?
What's that?
Did I make a reference that no one else in this fucking podcast get? The main villain in
think so.
Sherlock Holmes is Moriarty, which sounds
Moriarty.
like
Oh, wow.
Instead of
Fucking
opening a
big
can of tiny
dumbass.
raviolis, you open a can and there's a scroll
hate you.
covered in blood.
It's always good when you have to explain your jokes. That's how you know you made a good one.
Upon further inspection, it's pasta sauce. And it says the game is on.
The national treasure of pasta.
And it's just a Polaroid of someone holding your loose raviolis, and all you have left is a sealed can of sauce.
He left you all the clues.
You've got to find the raviolis before he eats them all, one by one.
Okay, I want to hear Jeremy tease this next story bizarre we're getting.
The main bad guy is Chef Moyardi.
Is that it?
That's it. That is it. Actually.
Pasta-based mysteries at the end of the fucking maze.
We're part of the Knights of O, Spaghetti-O.
All right, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna fucking ad-lib this. Here we go. Best monologue of my life.
Crumberbum. And then the scene opens and there's a cauldron and a witch is taking a mean dookie in
That's
it.
not how you use cauldrons. All right.
And she looks at the camera and says, double, double, boiling trouble.
We start out in a vast forest deep within an unexplored mountain range. And as a clearing finally forms, a massive giant or unnecessarily redundant maze made of hedge? That can't be right. That doesn't sound right. What is a plant maze called? Somebody who doesn't suck ass.
The hedge maze.
Yeah, no,
Corn
you're right.
maze.
It's a hedge maze. Or
a corn maze.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
No, it's not. We're not doing a child.
Oh, no, I want it to be a corn maze
No.
now. Corn
I flipped
maze.
the thing.
There's no corn in my universe.
maze.
Nor the
Corn is
there is the
maze.
band Corn. So K Corn, that's real.
You were the maze the
Yes.
whole time. The maze was inside of
No,
us.
so
And we start eating ourselves, kernel by kernel.
you see
You're the maze, try
this
and understand
massive
it.
entrance to this maze that seems to go left and right as far as the eye can see, and then you fly above it and it goes in the distance as far as you can see, and as you're flying over it you begin to hear this subtle stomp, and it kind of it feels like it's shaking the whole environment. And then you're just kind of weaving through, and there's this field, and there's a mountain of gold, and there's a garden, and there's an ominous cave. And then right as you are getting close to that ominous cave, you hear an adorable voice. You're not ready to go in there yet. See you later. And that's it.
Oh, wow.
Is it a minotaur
Oh,
stuffed
shit.
animal?
You don't fucking know.
Oh, that's
man.
good.
You said a
not
stomp.
great.
You gave me a cute voice. It's
I'm
a
gonna be-
maze.
I'm going to be real sad if in this maze we don't meet Voldemort and he kills Cedric Diggory.
Just immediately,
Do-
like, right out of the gate.
Dude, I got
Do,
so annoyed because that's what Daphne also said. I was like, no, magical giant heads mages have predate Harry Potter. Fuck you. It's like a normal
No, man.
mythical
I just,
thing.
as soon as
fight.
we get to the maze, like the guy's giving us the instruction, we just see a young boy come up with his wand, and then he just gets fucking wrecked.
Just-
He doesn't even
Kyle
get to
and
say
Matt,
hello.
do y'all have any ideas of the character you're going to be playing?
I do.
I think
have-
I'm gonna make a decision here right
We are
now.
playing level 10 characters, correct, Jeremy?
Yes.
yeah. Level 10 characters, no magical items because magical items are super duper rare.
Yeah, so I do have a pretty good idea of what character I want to play. Earlier today, Jeremy said that it would probably be a good idea if we had a second backup character, so I might try to do that. I felt pretty good about this one, but
Here's how I can tell you if you need to consider having a backup character. What is your total HP?
oh, that's a good question. Let me check. I will say
83.
my
83. Okay, that's going to be 3/4 of a turn.
Wait, what?
So
what?
nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you definitely you should definitely have backup characters.
What about 73?
Still about like 3/4 of a turn.
Okay,
I,
so together my characters can survive a combined like two like
A turn and a half.
Turn and a half.
a turn and a half. Yeah.
Listen, man. Maybe every problem is you shouldn't handle.
Should I make? How many turns do I need to survive? I'll make that many characters. I swear to God.
Look, Jeremy is just prompting us all to have a bunch of little like gnomes stacked up in a trench coat. He just wants to continue this theme.
You guys just need to have a character vending machine.
So, my characters are all Warforged, and they're a Russian nesting character.
I almost did a Warforged too.
Oh no, I didn't actually make a Warforged.
No,
silly
you
Russian
want to
nesting.
make a
What I hate
barbarian
is-
turtle. And it'll never die.
Do y'all use D&D Beyond for creating all your characters?
For the
Because
most
I hate
part.
that because I don't own the other like books and stuff. I'm just so limited on what I can create in there.
No, I
don't
told
do that.
Matt about this.
Well,
I have a subscription to D&D
Yeah,
Beyond. And you can
I
use all
also
the
bought
stuff
the
I got.
subscription.
Yeah,
You should
so-
send me the info
got
because
you.
I had some ideas, but then I was like, I can't create it on here. Do I want to put that much work into doing it?
We'll work on
I
that
got you.
after
Yes.
the podcast.
Okay.
But,
After we're done with the podcast, I got you.
I don't want to reveal too much about my character because I do love him and I hope that he
At least
survives.
give me a class. It'll inform
Yes,
which character
so
I'll use.
I am going to be playing a warlock.
All right.
So
I'm playing a wizard. Is my
and
plan.
I'm gonna play a monk.
And I will say, I don't know how I did it. I hope this helps. But I can cast Eldritch Blast at a range of 600 feet.
That's very good.
What
Don't
the
know how I
fuck?
did it.
That's gnarly.
Don't know
dude.
how useful that'll be in a maze.
I never play wizards, so I was kind of just like, I just want to cast some badass spells. Honestly, after watching Jeremy in this finale, I was like, I want to play a wizard.
Yeah. I felt like I got to have a lot of cool moments.
Yeah.
The coolest shit that I have right now with my boy is that if you tried to run away from him, no, you didn't,
Yeah.
because he can hit you and make your movement speed zero.
Does he have a sentinel?
Yes, he does.
Yes, I love that.
I'm also playing a path of the monk that I've never heard of before. It's called the Way of Mercy.
Ooh, love that.
Pretty interested in that.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm also excited to see if this is going to
We
be
survive.
if basically this it's entirely possible this labyrinth just becomes like a recurring thing where we just go to it every now and again with a new set of characters. Like, can we
was
not
just
die this
thinking that.
time?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, I wonder if Jeremy made this really hard so that like characters
I'm
would
just
die.
saying.
Okay, no,
and it's
to be
like,
clear, it is not really hard. I've got so
Okay.
much stuff. There's so many ways you can like. I've built in a whole lot of stuff. But if you try to murder Hobo and just fucking run straight line and like go punch the stompy noise, you will cease to exist. It is not. That is not. That plan will kill you.
Yeah, well, I've got several bags of hundreds of ball bearings, so we'll see if that stompy thing will be stomping when he's going whoop 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 whoop.
said every monk ever. Just tons of ball bearings.
I'm just gonna throw them all on the floor in front of me, and I'm
Throw
gonna
'em.
start flipping everything the bird until they tell me what I want. It's like, hey, fuck you, guy. Fuck you.
Well, sweet. I say let's wrap this one up. We will see you next week.
All right, I'm sorry to record. Oh god. Oh.
Oh God.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
Drugs,
everybody.
not hugs.